welcome back to another episode of The Curious Cube with your host Isabella.
Luke.
And Holden.
Woo! It's good to be back. So how's everyone been? Now that we are quite deep into the second semester.
Well, it's been a very busy semester.
Are coming along.
Mm-hmm.
HMIT happened.
Yeah.
The tournament run by Harvard and MIT students for high school students happened, which was a good time. I was one of the people in charge of assembling the test, and I made lots of problems, and apparently people enjoyed the problems, so that was kind of stressful, but it seemed to go really well.
Yeah. Holden and I just helped write problems. And
I wrote one problem.
Yeah. I only wrote one problem that made it on the test, unfortunately, but it's okay. I had a lot of fun helping run the test, the contest, and like grading and stuff. How have things been in terms of like school things?
PSETs come along. They come
I have
along.
lots of PSETs. I also have to practice for a piano concert that is in April.
Yeah.
Which you guys should come to.
Oh yeah. I will see if I have time. Yeah, I had many due dates, but the PSETs don't do themselves, so I do them. And yeah, I am missing the fact that there's not pass no record, which is a thing for only first semester of first year students at MIT, which Luke and I are no longer. So
now that it is the second semester,
we actually have to think about grades. Yeah, basically pass no record.
You get it. You're old.
Yeah, pass no record. If you get an A, B, or C, it doesn't matter. It just all goes into like your grade as a P for pass.
Pass.
And if you fail, then it does not appear at all, which is very nice. Unfortunately, this no longer exists. So yeah, as for other incoming fun things, Holden, you have your concert, right?
Yeah. I think that's all.
And I'm dragging Luke to a Sudoku contest with me. I like Sudoku. So and I think this is my first Sudoku contest too, so this will be very interesting.
Puzzles are fun.
Luke, don't drag the team down, please.
I will try. But yeah.
But there's another
interesting happenings keep going on in the math contest world, like the selection of the USA team for the European Girls Math Olympiad, and they will be our guests on today's episode.
Woo! It's very, very exciting. We had a similar episode last year, and we're having another one because you're a new EGMO team.
And I believe that this year's European Girls Math Olympiad, often known as just EGMO, is going to be in Slovenia this year.
Slovenia, right? Yes, in Portorož, I believe the city is called.
Called what?
Portorož.
Okay.
It has Portorož. I don't know. It's those weird.
I think the R's are very difficult
alphabet,
for me to
like
pronounce.
the Z with the hat. Kind of or not a weird letter, but it's certainly different from what we have in English. We don't have one letter that makes the Z.
Yeah.
I hope I'm saying it right. I'm not even sure I'm saying it right.
So for those who don't know, the European Girls Math Olympiad is a international math Olympiad that countries send 4 girls to compete in as a team. And
it's a lot like the IMO in that, it's 2 days of problems. Each day is 4.5 hours long. So it's a lot like the IMO and USMO. And then as a team, it's like you take the 4 people's scores and you add them.
Yeah. And last year, Team USA won, right? If I'm not mistaken. Woo! So hopefully we will get the gold again this year. And contrary to its name, European Girls Math Olympiad is not just all European countries, as evidenced by the
fact that the USA is going.
Yeah, we are American and we are sending an American team.
Huh? I think it originally maybe started as European or something, but now it's countries from all sorts of places. You have the USA is going, China is sending a team, Canada, Brazil, Australia, and on and on. There are lots of countries. It's not
does
just
not
Europe.
Sound very European. So yeah, we're super excited to interview the EGMO team, and let's hop right into it. Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming to our EGMO interview. It's so nice to have you all here. So, yeah. How about everyone goes around and introduces themselves?
Yeah, sure. I guess I'll start off. Hi, I'm Jessica. I'm a junior from Florida. formerly from the best coast and best state of Washington. My favorite math subject is combo, and in my free time, I like to draw, play card games, and listen to music.
West Coast best?
Best coast.
Traitor.
This is so false.
It's okay.
Is this the new version of people fighting about geometry?
Oh no.
We can do both.
Anyway, Christy.
Hi, I'm Christy. I'm a junior from California. My favorite subject is geometry, and in my free time, I like to waste time on Discord and play cards.
Not another geometry stare. Oh my god.
Let's go.
No. I swear, every year.
I'm Isabella.
Anyway, let's-
Oh, okay. I'm Isabella. I'm a senior at TJ, which is in Virginia. My favorite subject is obviously geometry, and in my free time, I like to draw and crochet.
You know, honestly, maybe if you guys are complaining about too many geo mains on the team, you should just obviously make the TST not have as much geo. But obviously don't do that. Anyway.
I had no say in this.
I also had no say in this.
Wait, hold.
Anyway, Vivian, you should introduce yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm Vivian, a junior from Pennsylvania. My favorite math subject is also geometry, and in my free time, I basically just like waste time on Discord, and yeah. And
Yeah.
then do geometry, obviously.
Yeah, so if you have been following us for quite a while, you will notice that this team seems quite familiar. So it's so nice to have Jessica, Isabella, and Vivian back with us. And Christy, welcome to the show. It is really nice to have you here. Yeah, so we're just going to hop into a couple questions and we get pumped for Slovenia.
Yeah, thank you, Isabella. Well, I'll get started with the first question, which is, tell us about, well, at least for Jessica, Isabella, and Vivian, since you guys went to EGMO already, you should tell us about your experience at last year's EGMO and what makes it different than other contests. And for Christy, what are you looking forward to for this year's EGMO?
I guess for me, the EGMO experience was so special because it's the only in-person Olympiad and one of the only in-person contests I've been to. And so while at some other contests, a majority of the time you might spend with your team in like individual team guts round tests. At EGMO, it's like a week long, so you have so much time to go and meet other contestants and socialize with them.
Yeah, for me, I thought last year's EGMO was so much fun, and I think being able to travel to another country definitely adds to the experience of that. And also, of course, I really loved traveling with the team. It was a great bonding experience, and I really like meeting new people from different countries.
Yeah, I thought it was really cool going to a different country, and actually, it's funny, I had kind of the opposite experience as Jessica. I mean, like, I found myself spending a lot of time with my team and bonding a lot with them, as opposed to, like, other contests in America where I might, like, spend a lot of time with other teams. But of course, I did also meet other people from different countries, which was really interesting, like, to get to see all the different cultures.
So I guess I'm excited for meeting other people from other countries, and I'm also excited to go to Europe for the first time because I've never been there before.
That sounds so fun. Wait, just out of curiosity, is there like a language barrier when you're interacting with people from the other like countries?
I guess
Not
we have the
really.
advantage of speaking English as our
Oh,
first
yeah.
language.
I think like a lot of people from different countries tend to learn English as like either a first or second language. So I guess like not really, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that works.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds like a lot. That sounds so exciting. Woo!
Yeah.
Wait, that reminds me of when I was in Arvel. I got invited to Arvel in my 8th grade year, and then my parents conveniently scheduled a family trip to Europe that collided with Arvel. So I had to decline my team invitation. And for years after, like, there was just this running joke of, well, at least you didn't have to go to Spain and miss Arvel, like within like my vocal community. Every time I'd be like, hey. At least I still went to Arvel like the years after, but like that was like the one year I didn't go because I was off, in a different continent. But
Wow, real Spain without the S removed.
yeah, Spain without the S. as opposed to
True.
now when I'm in Spain without. Anyway, back to
Back to the interview, I guess. So maybe this question is a little more, I don't know. Would you say math has always been fun for you, or were there times that you were maybe a little more discouraged or maybe not as motivated or something? What would you do when you were maybe tired?
Oh, I guess, yeah. There's definitely been times that I was discouraged. Like, I guess when I first got into Olympiad math, a lack of progress in contests has been discouraging. But over time, I've kind of learned your scores on a 3-prom or maybe even 6-prom Olympiad do not define your journey by any means. And when I get tired in practice, I tend to just step away, take a walk, do something physical, like throw a ball at a wall, and it helps kind of get new ideas flowing.
you get
Yeah.
ideas from throwing balls at walls.
The old ideas kind of leave my brain, so new ones can
Oh,
come.
okay, it's like a nice little like refresh.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, it's like math is usually fun for me. Of course, there were a few times when I felt discouraged, like like when I was starting to do Olympiad math because it was just a whole new thing. But I think overall my friends helped me a lot. Like I generally always had people to talk to and people who were kind of going through the same thing as me, so that kind of helped. And when I'm like tired, I don't know, I just do like geometry because geometry is always fun, even when I'm tired.
So now that you've
Relatable.
like read like EGMO the book to death, where do you get more geometry problems?
Oh, like there's an infinite supply. Like if you just go on like high school Olympiads or something, like there's an infinite supply of math problems, period.
That sounds horrifying.
And also,
Yeah.
and also, if you run out of problems, you can write more problems.
Very true.
Hmm.
I would
Will we be
recommend.
seeing Vivian geometry on future
I
USAMOs?
don't know. I'm not good at writing problems yet. I do know other people who are though.
But yeah, if people want more geometry problems to do, they could do some of the HMMT geometry problems.
Oh my god.
Like geometry number 9 is a very good
Oh
problem.
my god.
I wrote it. I think it's very good.
Of course you
What
wrote
did
it.
we say
Others
about
may
plugging
disagree.
other contests, Luke?
Anyway,
Yeah.
Christy,
Christy, Isabella, do you
what
have
about you?
thoughts?
I think for me, math has like mostly been fun because it's just like solving hard problems, right? So like I find that really fun like all the time. But I suppose like times I've been discouraged on like sometimes like on Olympiads, like I feel like performance can be so variable depending on like subject distribution, especially when it's all combo. But like oftentimes like I don't score how I want, or like I don't like see improvement in my scores. But like I think like I've learned over time that my scores like don't really show how much I've improved, because like I know that I've gotten better, right? Like I've gained new skills, but like it's just problems can be so variable, and like you just shouldn't let that discourage you.
Very well said.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, you get older and you get wiser, even if the scores don't necessarily always reflect that.
I guess for me, one time I was really discouraged with math. Math was when I didn't make EGMO last year. But I guess like going to math and meeting a lot of like really interesting people helped motivate me a lot.
Yeah. And here you are. Look.
Yeah,
Love that.
yeah,
Woo!
yeah. I think the community aspect of things is really good.
Mhm.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the next question, actually fits pretty nicely because this month is Women's History Month, right? Am I? Yeah. So like I know this. I'm sure the four of you have like kind of seen and experienced this, but the male to female ratio of in like contest math is quite lopsided. So from what you've observed, and I could probably like chime in on this, but I mostly want to hear your perspectives. What do you think is kind of a roadblock for girls in math? and why don't we really see more of that? And for you, since like you kind of like made it through that and now you're up here at the top, what do you wish had been different from like your early experiences?
Okay, well, I think like a roadblock would probably be like social media, because on social media, like public social media, like it's like girls doing STEM is just not really publicized as much as it should be. So like at school, or maybe like on like YouTube or Instagram or whatever sites, like the I mean like the really famous and popular people that everyone follows are kind of like role models, and there just aren't that many good role models of like girls who do math. So really you just have to like find good role models, and like I guess that is kind of what I did to like get myself inspired to do math. But I just like saw certain people. I'll talk more about them later, but like I found friends and other people to like be my role models, and then that kind of like gave me more motivation.
Yeah, like lack of role models to look up to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think like society's implicit standards kind of like discourage girls from, STEM in general, because I feel like even like from, when we were young, I think like people tend to market STEM more towards boys than to girls. And so like when girls see that like, they don't have much representation in like STEM fields, they're probably like more likely to be driven away from it. So I think like, opportunities like EGMO and like, Math Prize for Girls are like really good, because they show like girls that, oh, there's like other people who also love doing math. So then it encourages more girls to do math.
Yeah, sort of jumping off what Isabella said, one part that's really daunting, I guess both Isabella's, the lack of representation of girls across all levels of the community sort of can make it daunting to jump in the community, wondering if there's like a space for you. And like she said, these contests like Math Prize for Girls are really great, and programs like At the Math are great that sort of provide a space for these girls.
Yeah, I agree that there isn't enough like girl representation in math, and I think something that could help is like definitely going to like all girls math competitions where you can meet a lot of girls that like math.
Yeah, I would also like to plug AthiMath again. It's like an online program that's really low cost, and there's also financial aid, but it's basically like online math classes taught by like female or non-binary moppers. And there's also a community on Discord where you can meet other girls like you, and you can also like see teachers and TAs who can like, I don't know, be role models for you. And yeah, it's just a really great program in general.
Yeah.
And both you
general-
and Jessica are teachers at Athamath, right?
I'm a TA, but
Oh,
yeah,
TA,
and Vivian's
right.
part of the board.
Yeah, and Holden and Isabella, the other Isabella, are
Me.
a TA and a teacher respectively.
I have, well, I'm not teaching this season, but yeah, I taught for quite a bit before that. But yeah, honestly, just like seeing like in general, like for me as a girl in math, I'm kind of implicitly drawn to other girls in math. Just like there's kind of this general set, like it's, I think it's like human nature to like kind of seek out people who are like kind of similar to you, and it's in like a contest setting, I usually gravitate to the other girls that are there. So it can get very lonely and like discouraging when you don't see a whole lot of other girls there. I think in my like 8th grade year, I was the only girl on my math counts team, which is a little sad. And that was also the case on my HMMT team in like 9th grade. Yeah, that was very interesting looking back, because like I see like these group photos and I'd be the only girl in those. And do you guys have experiences with just being like the only girl? Yeah. Like,
Yeah, kind of.
it's something that a lot of people have to deal, like that's I personally found to be like a roadblock for those around me. But yeah. I want to say things are getting better, and you four are absolutely role models for girls who are starting off. So keep doing what you're doing. So just yeah. I think things are getting better. Like with stuff like EGMO and Math Prize, and yeah. So with that in mind, do you have any advice? Like we kind of did this last time as well, but do you have any advice for girls starting off with math? Maybe if especially like if they haven't seen our previous episode, or even if they have, just like any other insights that you have.
I guess like don't be afraid to join the community. There is just like a lot of people. Everyone is really welcoming. I guess like in-person summer camps, local math circles, and the like are really good places to find people to group solve with and just share ideas.
Yeah, I would agree. Like, whenever there is like a community, you might feel shy, but like in most math communities, everyone is pretty welcoming. And if you just try to like be talkative and outgoing, you'll probably meet some other like interesting people who you might make lifelong friendships with. So, like, yeah, just don't be afraid to get involved. And yeah, and also like for resources, there aren't like any certain resources that like or books or anything that you need to buy. Like you can really just survive off of like doing random problems you find off of the internet. Like that has been pretty effective for me. But there is this one book called EGMO, which is really good, and you should read it if you're interested in geometry.
Here, we
Yeah,
should
I
make a
definitely-
distinction between the book and the contest.
Yeah.
Yeah, the book is Euclidean Geometry in Mathematical Olympiads. The contest is European Girls Math Olympiad. They have the same acronym.
Yeah, and
But
it's actually pretty
they're not the
funny.
same.
Yeah. And okay, random story, but when I first heard about the book, I didn't know that it was like different from the contest. So I heard of people doing this like thing, so I searched it up on Google and got the contest, and then I like tried some problems from the contest, and I got really confused like why people were obsessed with this thing. But yeah.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Everything that Jessica and Vivian said, especially about doing the EGMO book, because geometry is the best subject. And okay, anyway, for advice for other girls interested in math, I'd say also definitely go for it. Like, don't hesitate, just do it. You know, if it's what you like to do, then just do it. And if you ever feel like, you know, discouraged because there might not be like a lot of girls around you, you should know that there are, and that there are many opportunities that will, you know, allow you to meet them. And, you know, it's a really great community to be part of.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I also think that like guys who do math are usually like not as scary as they appear at first. So like don't be afraid to like make friends with people who are not girls.
I mean, yeah, make enough guy friends and then you'll end up like me, stuck on a podcast with two losers.
Whoa there.
Roasted.
Whoa.
How do you leave this call? But yeah.
Anyway, Holden.
But yeah, community
Yes.
community is really good. Math circles are really good.
Yeah, that was how I like, because like my school was not the most math friendly, but like by branching out into like my math circle, I met like other people, including like a handful of girls who are also interested in math. So that was awesome, and that was like a big part of me not getting discouraged early on, because I had this super tight knit, welcoming community, which was still largely male, but like but there were other girls, and we would do math together, and you know I never felt lonely doing math. Sometimes a little. Like, I never felt like on my like alone doing math. Maybe a little lonely if I wasn't like if I was the only girl, but like never. But I always had like a friend nearby. So I think just having like friends there already makes it a lot better. But yeah,
Yeah.
Definitely.
I'm kind of rambling.
Yeah.
It has been a day.
Also,
Anyway.
okay, sorry.
No, go ahead.
To add off of that about like friends, if you don't have like in-person friends, there are also lots of like online Discord servers that you can join and like make online friends, which in some cases can be just as good or better than in-person friends. So you always have the ability to make friends, even if they're not in person.
Yes, thank you, Vivian. And for our final question, I know it's something you've alluded to earlier, Vivian, but I guess I'll state it explicitly. And the question is, what are some key people in your life that helped you get to where you are now, as in on the EGMO team? And is there anything you would like to thank for your journey, like math teachers, educators, your parents, other friends in your life?
Okay. Yeah, I definitely owe a lot to my parents for always supporting me. My brother, he sort of introduced me to math and such a great role model.
Oh,
All my all my math friends for being really amazing and so open to collaboration. And a special shout out to my roommate Christy for inspiring such diligence and good sleep schedules in me for all of the first week of MOP, the like summer camp, math Olympiad summer program that we all went to.
You said all of the first week?
Yeah, this is
I
like
see.
a third of the camp.
wow.
Does this imply you have a bad sleep schedule for the other 2 weeks?
Don't worry about it.
Depends on the day.
Yeah, that's true.
I'd like to thank also my parents for supporting me, since day one. They were the ones who introduced me to math. Like one of my earliest memories was of my dad teaching me like division, and I think he was like teaching me like 6 divided by 3 is equal to 2. So then he like took out a pile of like 6 candies, and then when I got it right, he would like let me eat them. So that was definitely great encouragement. And yeah, of course, they've supported me throughout my journey. I'd also like to thank all of my math teachers and all my mentors who've like guided me along the way. They've definitely given me a lot of knowledge and also encouraged me to pursue my interest. And also finally, I would love to thank VMT, TJ's varsity math team, literally the best math community ever. Thank you guys for your support and, for providing me with the best math community I could ever ask for.
Oh, that's
People
so sweet.
don't know what TJ stands for. You should maybe briefly explain.
TJ is my high school, Thomas Jefferson, Science and Tech.
Yeah. Wait, that's so sweet. And yeah, especially since you'll be heading off to college next year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Excited?
I wonder which college.
Wait, is Isabella the only senior?
I think so.
Wow, interesting.
Okay, I would like to thank my parents for like being good role models and always being encouraging. Ollie Tai for being my role model since like 7th grade when I like read her really inspiring blog. I think I talked more about that on like the last podcast. And also for starting Athimath, which has like I don't know, it's made a major impact in my life because now I am very involved in Athimath. And I'm thankful for her for like starting it and having the original idea. And I'm also thankful for Evan Chen for like existing because he's a very interesting person. And also he helped me with math a bit because he writes some very good handouts which I used in the past few years, and they're very good handouts. And I would also like to thank my Otis friends and all my friends in general for like being a great community and also making me lose the game a couple times.
Also, are you not going to thank Evan for writing EGMO?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
I swear I thought you were going there.
Yeah, that too.
Oh yes, I would also like to thank Evan Chen for being a literal geometry god and also for creating Otis because that is literally a lifesaver.
I'd like to thank Evan for all his great combo handouts and Otis too. They were very helpful.
So for me, I would also thank my parents for being supportive and like teaching me math when I was young. Also my friends at MOP because they're all very motivating and interesting people. And yes, Evan Chen for writing EGMO.
Wow.
And
EGMO
before
really
we-
is just a favorite texts. Anyway.
Yeah, and before we wrap up, like, is there anything else anyone like wanted to say that we like didn't get to already? Or okay.
Nope. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much for joining us today, and we wish you all the best. We wish TVSA all the best at EGMO. When is that next? That's
April 13th through 19th, I think.
Yeah. So we wish you all the best. Best of luck. You guys will absolutely slay it. You know, we are all rooting for you. And so thank you to viewer for tuning in to our awesome episode. If you'd like to check out the 2022 EGMO team, you can find that on the Curious Cube YouTube, and like in the
As
playlist,
well as all our other old
as
episodes.
well as all our other episodes. You know, like the binge watching is the binge watch session is calling, and yeah, we will see you guys next time. So yeah, thank you so much.
Thanks for
hosting.
watching. See you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye everyone.